Hello 12th class students. This is your chapter 14, lecture number 2. So, we had started SQL. This is your part 2 of your SQL. So, now first we will discuss what is MySQL functions. So, a function is a built-in code for specific purpose that takes value and returns a single value. So, they are the categories of the function in MySQL, that is string function, mathematical function, date and time function. So these are the string function, that is char, concat, lowercase, substring, upper, ltrim and rtrim. Then trim, instr, length, left, right. These are the numeric functions. So these functions are in your class 11th book. So you can find these there also. Okay. And these are related to your date and time function. You just see the function, then description and then example. This is your date and time function. This is now and sysdate. You can see one example is also there. Okay. By this way, you will see the output. Now next is the aggregate function. So aggregate function is used to perform the calculation on a group of rows and that return the calculated summary like sum of salary, average of salary, etc. So the available aggregate functions are sum, average, count, max, min and count star. You can see this is a table. In this I have written a query that is select sum salary from employee. So it will add all the elements of salary and then it will give you the output. Now here I have used a condition that is select sum salary from EMP where debt is equal to sales. So here it will calculate the salary according to condition. Now next is the average function. So when you write the select AVG salary from employee, it will give you the average of the salary column. And if you will write it with condition like select AVG salary from employee where DPT is equal to sales, then it will give you the result according to this condition. Now next is the count. So count will calculate the total number of elements. For example, here the count is applied on name. Select count name from EMP. So these total are the 5. So it will give you the result 5. And when you apply a condition here, then it will give you the result accordingly. Now another keyword is also there, that is distinct. So here the query is select count distinct department from EMP. So it will give you the distinct department. It will not repeat it or it will not count the department that is repeated. So here the different departments are sale, IT and HR. That's why the result is 3. Next is max. So it will give you the maximum salary when you apply it on this column. Next is min. So it will give you the minimum salary. Now next is the count star from EMP. So when you apply, it will count the total number of rows. So the total number of rows are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So total number of rows are 6. And when you count the particular column, then it will calculate that column hold any value. If the column does not hold any value, then it will not count it. For example, select count salary from EMP. So here you can see on column 6 there is no salary. That's why the result is 5. Now the difference between count star and count. So this count star function is used to count the number of rows in query output, whereas this count is used to count values present in any column, that excluding null values. So all the aggregate function ignore the null values. Now next is the group by. So this group by clause that is used to divide the table into logical groups and we can perform the aggregate functions in those groups. So in this case, the aggregate function will return output for each group. Now this is a query. This is the table In this you can see this aggregate functions by default take the entire table as a single group. That's why we are getting the sum, average, etc. output for the entire table. Now, suppose organization wants the sum of all the jobs separately or wants to find the average salary of every job. So in this case, we have to logically divide our table into groups that based on job. So that every group will be passed to aggregate function for calculation and aggregate function will return the result for every group. Now see, this group by clause helps us to divide the table into logical group that based on any column value. And we can apply this on aggregate function. See the example. Select some cell from EMP that is group by department. Now we are taking two cell column that is job, some cell from EMP that is group by again department. Now this is another example. So you can see we are using the aggregate functions. Okay. So the aggregate group by is applied only on aggregate functions. Now in this beta, see here the note, when we are using group by, we can use only aggregate function and the column on which we are grouping in the select list because they will form a group other than any column will give you an error because they will not be the part of the group. So when you apply this from EMP by group, so this ename is not a group expression, this one. That's why it will give you an error. Having with group by, so having is always used with group by. So if you want to filter or restrict some rows from the output produced by group by, then we use the having clause. It is used to put condition of group of rows. With having clause we can also use aggregate functions. So in this where is used before the group by, with where we cannot use the aggregate functions. And when we are using the having, then where clause will not be used. So here select DPT, average salary from EMP, group by department, having jobs in HR and sales. So you can see this having is applied on this group by. So whatever the result will come here, it will again filter it. Now this is again the example, you can see that. Okay, so for this class, your SQL part is over. In the next class, we will work with tables. So your homework is you have to revise your classwork, make proper notes and then submit your notes to me either on Edquark or on WhatsApp. So thank you and have a